Hello and welcome to this new video for me. Today I will play against James Evans. And yes, you heard it right. I will play against the James Evans who made finals this year in the World Championship. And that's not just it. He also won a regional in 2024. I think it was Vancouver Regionals. He won NAIC in 2022. He won EUIC in 2017 as a senior player. And he won Worlds as a senior player in 2018. Super stacked profile, and I'm really looking forward to play against him. And you can see the team on the screen. We will dive into the team breakdown in a little bit. I just have to tell you beforehand that this game was recorded almost 3 weeks ago. It was right after day one of the Victory Road tournament, but it was before the match between Joseph Ugarte and Audric David. Why am I telling you this? Well, you will see. I decided to record it way earlier because I planned to upload it way earlier, but because of my very, very important exam, I was not able to edit the video and also upload it. But here we are now. Doesn't really matter. The team is still meta. His team he will play is still meta, I would say. So let's dive into the team breakdown and see why this balanced team is one of the teams you definitely have to prepare for going into regionals. So yeah, let's talk about this balanced team featuring Incineroar, Amoonguss, Porygon 2, Ursaluna, Goldango, and Hydreigon. This is the team that Teotime Massot used to get to top 4 in Stuttgart regionals with in the last year. Very, very cool team, and it's a team that we've seen like couple of times, but not with Hydreigon. The core of Incineroar, Amoonguss, Porygon 2, Ursaluna, and Goldango is very well known, and then people just put a 6th Pokemon to their liking. We've seen Kilowattrel on that slot a couple of times. Now we've also seen Ribombee popping up on this slot, but Hydreigon was one of the first versions around. I know that Flamigo and Mienshao are also being played on this kind of team, but the other 3 offer Tailwind support, which is pretty cool because you have a Tailwind mode and a Trick Room mode, and I really like that as an option. But yeah, let's go over the team, over the spreads, and I will explain as good as I can what this team can do. If you just want to jump to the battle against James, timestamps are in the description as always. You saw the rental beforehand. The paste will also be in the description, so you can just grab it there. But yeah, let's get started. So first of all, we've got Incineroar. Incineroar makes a lot of sense on a Trick Room team. Or like I would call this a semi-Trick Room team. We all know the term hard Trick Room that features Pokemon like Hatterene, Indeedee Female, and Gallade. But this is a soft Trick Room team because we only have one Trick Room set and Porygon 2, and this team doesn't completely rely on the Trick Room being up. But Incineroar is just a very good partner for Amoonguss and Porygon 2 because you can cycle Intimidate, you can cycle Regenerator, you have Intimidate and Fake Out support to guarantee a Trick Room go up. It's also a very good partner for Goldango because it is a setup Goldango on this team. But yeah, Incineroar here carries the Citrus Berry. More often you see Safety Goggles as Amoonguss tag. Also helps against Jumpluff, obviously, or the rare Venusaur. But we have a lot of sleep immunities already. We've got Amoonguss. We've got Ursaluna with a Flame Orb. We've got Goldango with Good as Gold. And also Hydreigon carries the Safety Goggles. Makes a lot of sense on Hydreigon. Why? We will get to that in a little bit. So we had an open item for Incineroar. So you can either play Citrus Berry or Rocky Helmet. But Citrus Berry just enables Incineroar's longevity a little more, and I think Citrus Berry is the correct choice. The spread I chose here is a very good one, I would say. It is to make sure that we have a faster Incineroar against opposing Incineroars, because then if you lead Incin P2 against opposing Incin teams, you can go for Fake Out Trick Room, and then you have the slower Incineroar suddenly on the field, and you can go for a slow parting shot into Ursaluna, so you don't have to risk getting knocked off on the Incineroar slot. Since you are slower, you can get a safe switch into the Ursaluna. And that is pretty cool. You also outspeed Pokemon like Kilowattrill or Sneasler, the fastest Pokemon around outside of Dragapult, in Tailwind. So our Hydreigon has Tailwind and we outspeed those. And some Dragapults are also being played with an Adamant nature. And you also outspeed Adamant Dragapult, because Adamant Dragapult hits 194 speed and we hit 196 in Tailwind. We are running an Impish nature to survive. I think it was a close combat from Adamant Sneasler. It could have also been a Terra Stellar close combat from Jolly Sneasler after an Intimidate, obviously. It was for one of those two things. I put the remaining EVs into special defense. It's a very, very good Incineroar spread. And yeah, we are running 2 attacks in both Flare Blitz and Knockoff. Some people drop Knockoff for utility moves like, or some people drop Flare Blitz rather for utility moves like Taunt or Will-O-Wisp. But you really want to have Flare Blitz here to threaten Kingambit with, because otherwise Amoonguss, non-terrestrialized Porygon 2, Goldengo, and Hydreigon all cannot really hit Kingambit. So you definitely need Flare Blitz there, and Knockoff is just so much utility, and that's why we have a 3 attacks in the war instead of Taunt or Will-O-Wisp. Really, really good instant spread and set. I like it. Next up, we've got Amoonguss. And Amoonguss, I'm playing with a spread to survive. I think it was Hurricane from Modest Pelipper, as well as +1 Draco Meteor from a Chaludon. This is what the special defense is for. And then the physical defense is to take all the physical moves better. We increase the chance to survive a Facade from opposing Ursaluna. We also take less damage from Kingambit, because Kingambit is a very scary Pokemon for this team. As I already told you, we don't have a lot of Pokemon that can hit Kingambit very well. Incineroar also boosts Kingambit, and after a Sword Stance, it gets very tough to handle Kingambit. And that's why we have a first step Rocky Helmet, Terra Fairy Amoonguss. Terra Fairy is solely for Kingambit, because the Sword Stance Kingambits do not run a Steel type attack. Instead, they run Counter Cleave and Sucker Punch, and this is where Terra Fairy Amoonguss can definitely help out. Terra Fairy Amoonguss also helps out against Terra Dragon Outrage Dragapult, which is another big threat for the team, because the only resist otherwise would be Goldengo. You cannot intimidate it with Incineroar because of a clear body ability, so Terra Fairy also helps out with that. So yeah, Amoonguss with Pollen Puff here instead of Sludge Bomb. Pollen Puff is just very good to heal your team. Ursaluna, Porygon 2 and Incin appreciate it the most, but also Goldengo and Hydreigon take this free healing every day. It's a rather standard moveset, but it has value here, trust me. I think it's very good. Next up, we've got Porygon 2, our Trick Room setter, with Terra Blast, Ice Beam, Recover, Trick Room. Again, Terra Fighting, a defensive Terra for Kingambit, and offensive Terra as well. Especially since Kingambit is often paired with Sneasler, Terra Fighting is actually the best defensive typing you can get into this combination, because Terra Fairy, for example, is weak to Dire Claw, or Terra Dark is weak to Close Combat from Sneasler. Terra Fighting resists Dark and has no weakness against Sneasler. I guess it is weak against Acrobatic Sneasler, but Acrobatics is not very common on the Kingambit teams. we're running a lot of special attack. I wanted to test out a very offensive Porygon 2 because we have a lot of supporting pieces in Incineroar, Amoonguss, and Hydreigon, and that's why I wanted to test out this rather offensive Porygon 2. I think 44 defense ensure that we survive 10 scale shots from Dragonite, even without Intimidate. So if we have a 1v1 of P2 against Dragonite in the end, we should win that. Yes, they can crit us, but they can also miss or only hit 4 times. So 44 defense is good for that. We also survive a close combat from Adamant Sneasler, and 12 speed with ensures us to outspeed opposing Incineroar that are not invested into speed, and also get the jump onto the base 95s in Tailwind. The base 95s mainly are Typhlosion, Hisui. It's pretty nice if Typhlosion is terrestrialized and you set up Tailwind. Terra Blast actually does a lot of damage. There's also, I think, Indeedee Male, who has 95 speed base, and also as a little bonus you get opposing Hydreigon and Tailwind. So this is Porygon 2, the only Trick Room setter on the team, but I'm a big fan of Porygon 2. I actually almost brought it to NAIC in Regulation G, but in the end I dropped it for Landorus I. But I think Porygon 2 is actually a very strong Pokemon in this regulation, so I'm really looking forward to test it out today. And what seems like a restricted Pokemon is Ursaluna. Ursaluna has probably one of the most min-maxed stats in Regulation H, and also with the ability to not get burnt. I guess you get burnt, but you have guts, so you don't lose your attack stat, you don't get slapped, you don't get Dire Claw shenanigans, which is pretty nice. We are running Facade, Headlong Rush, Earthquake, and Protect. Earthquake, a very strong spread move. We can click it next to Hydreigon as well, which is pretty cool. We are running a max attack. Ursaluna, I think you can drop a little bit of attack, you don't need max, but I wanted to test it out today. 79 speed to outspeed the base 90s in Tailwind, mainly Annihilate, Arcanine, Hisui, and Flamigo. I think we could also play a little more speed, like 90 speed is definitely doable. 44 special defense ensured to survive a Terra Steel Make It Rain from Choice Specs Goldango, if I remember correctly. It was a while when I made the spreads, but yeah, if you want to run a faster Ursaluna, which I totally respect, because you actually kind of want to outspeed Incineroar outside of Tailwind and outside of Trick Room, you can run a 156 Adamant Ursaluna and 91 speed instead. Let's see if this will impact the game today. I'm actually not sure, but for today we will just stick with a 79 speed Ursaluna. Also keep in mind that the rental you can download will have the spreads I'm featuring right now. Next up we've got Goldango. Goldango in this case has a very weird spread, I gotta admit. Probably not the best spread, but it has a huge idea. I realized that opposing Porygon 2 teams could be somewhat annoying. And that's why I decided to run a Goldango with a lot of special defense, so that, as you can see, 116, 134. So we have 18 more special defense, while this Amoonguss has 16 more defense. This means that if I have an Amoonguss Goldango board, Porygon 2 will get an attack boost. If I have an Incineroar Goldango board, since I have 17 defense more, but 18 special defense more on Goldango, I will get, or like the opposing Porygon 2 will get a special will get an attack boost once again. So that's the little idea behind this very special defensive gold angle, to ensure that opposing Polygon 2 gets an attack boost most of the time. And it also helps into the Sun matchup against Charizard, since a lot of players will opt for the overheat one-hit KO in the Sun against Terra Water. Charizard is just so crazy with all the modifiers. And since Charizard is faster than the entire team, we need a strategy against that. And this is where special defensive gold angle comes into play, since if we don't run special defense, as I said, overheat in the Sun with choice specs and solar power, one-hit KOs Terra Water gold angle. But this gold angle always survives it and can fire back with a shadow ball, and then they are still trapped with -2 Charizard on the field, and this is a huge momentum swing for us. Also, this gold angle works a little better in Trick Room, since we are very slow. We can bring it with Polygon 2 and don't mind too much if Trick Room gets set up. We are still 1 point faster than Dragapult, the fastest Pokemon in Tailwind. So that is actually pretty cool. We are running Metal Coat instead of Life Orb. An interesting choice, but since we have Incineroar and Porygon 2, we probably don't want to take too much recoil with Life Orb, and most of the time we click Make It Rain anyways. And especially if we run a max HP gold angle, it doesn't make a lot of sense to run Life Orb. If you run Life Orb, you rather want to play a max speed timid gold angle with way less bulk, but this is gold angle. I hope it can put up a lot of work. Depends on the matchup, obviously. And last but not least, we've got Hydreigon. Safety Goggles Terra Ghost Hydreigon is actually kinda crazy into a lot of boards. For example, into Ursaluna Amoonguss boards from the opponent. If you have Terra Ghost Hydreigon, Amoonguss cannot do anything. Ursaluna, normal types moves do not have any effect. Ground type moves do not have any effect due to levitate, so you hard wall these kind of boards. You also have a good defensive profile into rain teams, since Bascule Legion cannot hit you for neutral damage unless they run like a weird Terra Blast set, which is very uncommon on rain. And you also have a good defensive profile into Incineroar, into Gold Angle, because you're faster, you have Snarl. It's just a very, very good Pokemon, which ticks a lot of boxes for this team. We're running Draco Meteor and Snarl. Snarl for utility reasons is very good into Gold Angle and Ursaluna Blood Moon, especially into Gold Angle teams with redirection, since we sometimes see Gold Angle being paired with Magma, and this is why we have Snarl instead of the stronger Dark Pulse. Draco Meteor is just our strongest move in general, and this spread ensures to outspeed 95 base speed Pokemon. For that we only have to run 162 speed, but at that point why not just run max? For two reasons: we can speed high opposing Hydreigon at worst, and also maybe some Pokemon play 81 speed to only get the jump on the 95 base speed Pokemon in Tailwind. You know, like this P2 for example, if I play 81 speed, some people say it's enough, and then this Hydreigon still outspeeds those Pokemon. I also realized just now, did I say that Porygon 2 outspeeds Hydreigon? Because 164 is not enough for Hydreigon. It would outspeed Urshifu, since Urshifu only has 97 speed base, but it is not enough for 98. I'm sorry about that. The HP defense spread is to make sure that we survive a close combat from Sneasler after an Intimidate. So -1 close combat never KOs with Hydreigon. And we also survive a -1 facade. As you can hear, I'm talking about the same Pokemon over and over again, but that's because I think Regulation H is rather linear, but we will see after the first regionals if this will be true. I think we also survive a -1 scale shot from Dragonite. So yeah, this is the team. As I said multiple times, you can grab all the stuff in the description below. But yeah, let's get into gaming. This is probably the longest team building I've made for this format ever. But it's because I wanted to give you more insights about it. Let me know if you prefer shorter team buildings, or maybe I should also talk about some common matchups as well, how this team matches up into, for example, rain, or into balance, or into I always think about rain when I think about Regulation H, funnily enough, but there's obviously also hard trick room and stuff like that. Let me know if I should change that a little bit, because as you saw in the beginning as well, I will always present you the rental from now on. But yeah, enough talking, let's get to the game. Let's see if I can beat James Evans in this best of 3. Okay, so what is he using? Okay, he's using the EUIC 9 VR team. That is actually funny. That is actually quite funny. Sand. I'm not a big fan of sand. The Hydreigon looks very sick, honestly. But there's also Goggles Ape with Taunt as well. Like, I cannot lead Amoonguss P2 go for Rage Power Trick Room. I cannot lead Instinct to fake it out. It will get an attack boost. Like, this Annihilate is super scary. Is it maybe a Goldango Hydreigon angle? I think Goldango Hydreigon doesn't seem terrible. The problem is my Goldango doesn't one-hit KO the Annihilate. I could go for something like Tyrant Protect. Matchup looks a little rough, honestly. But I will try my best to win it regardless. Yeah, I like Hydreigon Goldango. I need something that still outspeeds Annihilate and can threaten it. Maybe Ursa. Yeah, Ursa can take some hits. And then I think Instant is not bad, just because it's an expanding force immunity, and Intimidate is very good outside of like Annihilate. Maybe P2 would have been a good choice as well. We will see. Yeah, Annihilate Corviknight. I mean, I could just go for Tailwind and Shadow Ball. Well, if he Rage Fists, it's just a little... Nah, I think I have to click Tailwind Plot. What if he CCs Hydreigon? I think that's fine. Okay, he terrors the Annihilate immediately. He will probably match Tailwind as well. I'm fast. Oh wait, Tailwind is up. Never mind. Sorry. Oh my god, MDB EVs. Oh my god. Huge. I will get my Flame Orb activated. And Shadow Ball the Ape. He probably clicks Rage Fist. Does Draco maybe KO him? He's -1, but no, Draco never KOs. But Shadow Ball does, right? Yeah, he's -1. Yeah, clean KO. So Ursaluna swap in, Shadow Ball into Annihilate. Keeping Hydreigon in the bag is not bad. And I mean, what should I click? Snarl, give him attack boost, Draco into Corviknight, that's all not great. Oh, is that indeedy? It's Exca. I'm fine with Exca here. And Tita. That was a good turn for me. Now I can make it drain. Oh, big drop. But make it drain does not KO the Tita. He's going to Corviknight. Huh. That's why I facaded that slot. And he will click EQ. I was also thinking about switching to Incin. But I think I want to keep Fake Out in the bag. Yeah, EQ. That's a lot of damage. Do I get the knockout on the Corviknight? Probably not. Oh god! Ursa, I was not familiar with your game. It's still not over yet. I just have to get my Tailwind in. Okay, one more turn of Tailwind. I can protect Shadow Ball when Annihilate is in range. I can switch Ursa next turn if needed. Yeah. This matchup is so rough. It's so good that my Ursa is perfectly EV to survive Annihilate and Tailwind. CC. That crit mattered. That's not great, but I think honestly it's fine. Because EQ should always KO Tita, right? So I can just go for a Tailwind EQ. And the good part about this is that even if he knocks, like, survives EQ with Annihilate, my Incineroar would just clean up. And he also has to waste a move to target the Hydreigon because it's Safety Goggles, so I don't die to Sand. Because Safety Goggles has a Sand immunity. My mic was a little farther away, I hope that was not an issue. But yeah, this should be game, right? Just Earthquake and Tailwind. Let me check. Yeah. Earthquake, Tailwind. Nice. Do we get a double knockout? It might be the case. Yeah. Damn, Ursaluna is so strong. Okay. I don't know how I wiggled my way through this. I think my game plan was sick. Also, the Facade did over 50 to cover 9. Like, Saluna, bro, chill. But yeah, that was just game 1. So can I win another game against one of the greatest players I know? I think James is definitely top 3 NA and top 10 in the world. I think James is amazing. So getting a game win against him feels dope. But yeah, let's go into game 2. I will think about what I can do. He led with Annihilate and Corviknight, right? Annihilate, Corviknight. This Annihilate is such a huge problem. I think my lead was not bad. What if he leads something else? Like, I don't know, Tyranitar X-Car? That's also fine, because when I get Tyrant up with my Hydreigon, I can go for like Tyrant, Terra Steel, Terra Water, Make It Rain. Break the Sash, do a lot of damage on the Tita. Or I use P2 as a way to force him to go for like Final Gambit. Or Taunt. And then I could Shadow Ball him. Against Corviknight and Annihilate, I could also get a special attack boost. If he doesn't lead Annihilate, I get Trick Room up and I probably win the game. So I think that's cool, but I still bring Hydreigon so that if my P2 dies to Final Gambit, I can set Tailwind up. And also having this ground immunity against the Excadrill and the psychic immunity against the Indeedee can definitely come in clutch. Okay, Tita Ape. Not exactly what I wanted to see. Special attack boost. Does he click Final Gambit? Do I want to condition him to click Final Gambit? Because I could click Terra Fighting Trick Room. But I could also do this. Well, if he clicks Taunt Knockoff, that's not great. Well, it's fine, because when the Annihilate dies to Draco... Okay. I honestly think that is a good trade for me. Could have also Terra'd the Goldango. He's faster. He's max speed. And he KOs me. He is max speed Tyranitar. Wow. And he also one-hit KO'd me? Wow. Okay. That was surprising. Single target make it rain, since he doesn't seem to be bulky, would have done 60. Well, that's not good. This is a 50, I think. Because if he tricks, my best play is to attack. Oh, what? No. Well, let me check if I'm still online. I'm still online. I will figure it out with him. One sec. Okay, so we just said we are doing the exact same thing, and this is what happened. So, yeah, back to the 50. The problem really is if he clicks trick, I have to attack. But I feel like even if I attack, I lose. Can I even win this? Maybe if he messes up and does click expanding. Cause then I could click protect trick room. But it's James. There's no way he messes up, right? Now I wish I would be mixed P2, because then with the physical Terra Blast, maybe... Nah. I feel like I have to Ice Beam freeze the Tyranitar. And even then... he tricks P2. Yeah, it doesn't look doable. But then again, I should probably play for the choke, right? This is my only way out. He goes Terra Flying. I was thinking about clicking Ice Beam into Tyranitar and Headlong Rush into Indeedee, but even then I lose. Yeah, like, the thing is, if I click Headlong Rush into Indeedee, the Indeedee drops, I Ice Beam Vegeta, even if I get the freeze. So let's see what happens. I would be locked into Ice Beam, and he would knock my Flame Orb. It's just not doable. Actually, wait. I have to do everything with Ursaluna. Do I Terra? Cause if he... Maybe if he low kicks and I Terra, I can win. Yeah. That's why you also play 5 PP instead of 8. He has Protect on Indeedee, but I don't think he protects, because if I Facade Vegeta, then I can spam EQ. Yep. Low kick? He probably just knocks. Hold on. P2 is trying its best. I think if I had 5 PP, if the last is Excadrill with 5 PP, I would have probably won with struggle. No way. No, even then I would have not won. Cause I'm one turn too late. Maybe he protects with Excadrill. He should never protect. I guess if I clicked Ice Beam, I get a freeze. Now, but then I have no Flame Orb. And then I cannot really touch Tita. Yeah, no. This was... How do I beat this? Like, for real. Annihilate. Tita lead. Yeah. For a second, I thought maybe he clicks Protect, but no. How do I beat this? Yeah. At this point, I can surrender. Like, I have no Trick Room. He still has his Sash up. Single target EQ also just KOs me at this point. So, yeah, I would just EQ. Oh wait, we still have Trick Room up. I forgot about that. But if I survive this EQ plus burn, plus another burn, because he can just tag. Yeah, no. It was closer than, like, I anticipated after that turn 1. Okay, Annihilate, Tyranitar. Well, against that stuff, leading Tailwind is not bad. I could lead Tailwind Ursa, like Hydreigon Ursa, go for Tailwind Protect. Headlong Rush 1-hit KOs Ape for sure. But then I'm playing weird mind games again. But is it my best bet? Oh, he DC'd again. We will be right back. Okay, we're back, but I also realized something devastating in the meantime. Our Goldango is slower than Modest, Scarf, and Didi if we have Tailwind up. Also, Modest Scarf Typhlosion is also fast. I think the Goldango should be at least 111 speed, but the special defense can come in handy as well. Maybe, just keep that in mind. I mean, that's why I test the teams, to figure stuff like this out. Alrighty. If he leads Tita Annihilate, I could click Tailwind Headlong Rush into Tita. Yeah. Do I want to Headlong Rush with Tita? I have the feeling he doesn't click Terra Flying. But what if I Tailwind EQ, right? Nice. Okay. Dude, my EVs are so goated. Oh. I could have headlong rushed the ape. Then I would have gotten a double KO now. But I feel like that's fine. Because I can go into gold angle. Do I want to make it drain? Because what if he switches into Excadrill? Or do I just want to Shadow Ball? Do I want to Terra Ghost as well? So many questions. But I think I will just go for Facade and Shadow... Nah, Shadow Ball into... this. I'm a little scared that I get a drop, but... Sometimes... He goes to drill, or does he go in DD? Oh, I should have made it rained. Oh. I crit it. No, I just KO. Wait. My math's not mathing. How did I KO? But I like getting rid of Excadrill would have been better because now he has expanding force, high horsepower into Dengo, I think. But my Goldango is so specially defensive. Maybe I survive. Hold on. I could also click EQ Protect. I think I can click this actually. This should cover for everything. Maybe not for this. Especially with the crit. That was smart. Well, first I wanted to click EQ Protect. If I clicked EQ Protect, I would have won, because next turn I can click Terra Water, Make It Rain, and Facade. Yeah, I would have always won. EQ Protect was the call. Okay. This is probably just a pure 50 now. Okay, do I play for odds or do I play for feeling? So, if he clicks... Odds or feeling? If he clicks EQ, I have to click Protect Trick Room. But he could click Iron Head Rock Slide. The odds that Iron Head Rock Slide will flinch my P2 are lower than... I want to be aggressive for once. I have, like, Facade Terra Blast wins if he clicks Iron Head. I think the odds. I think about the odds. Oh my god. No! I should have believed in myself. I should have believed in myself. I should have believed in myself. Let's go! Never punished! Oh my god. I knew that he would do that. So, if I Facade here, the turn order would be Excadrill Iron Heads the P2, then Facade KOs the Tita, and then I can go for Recover Facade. But now I win. Especially because Ursaluna survives another turn. Facade, Terra Blast. Yeah, I always win. Facade the Tita, Terra Blast the Drill. He could click Protect, but then next turn I can click Facade Recover. Okay, it's not guaranteed over. Actually it is. Even if he gets a double, I can recover. And he has to store the Trickung, so he needs a quadruple. Oh my god. I knew that he would do it. I never listened to me. Like, every single time, like, the odds that I win are higher that way. But I should never listen to odds. That's what you learned today. That's what I learned today. Just trust your feeling, not the mathematics. But we still won. GG's to James. What an incredible set. Really, it was so tight and a lot of fun. So yeah, that's what Regulation H should be, right? But yeah, let's head straight to the outro. Thank you again to James for this amazing set. GG's to James. What a crazy set. It came down to a coin flip basically, because Ironhead into Rockslide have a 51% chance that I'm not able to move at all, which is pretty much 50-50. Also, if you consider Rockslide not connecting, it is slightly in my favor, but pretty much 50-50, and I won the coin flip in the end. He made a great call, did not get rewarded for that, unfortunately. But yeah, very, very, very intense set. Let me know down in the comments below if you would have clicked Protect with Ursaluna or if you would have clicked Headlong Rush, because I think I made clear how Headlong Rush in this instance would have won the game. But yeah, I guess what he tried to fish for is also that if I click Headlong Rush, if he gets the flinch, he could win with Earthquake afterwards. So this is probably what his thought process was, and I totally respect that. So yeah, sometimes games can come down to luck. Like, if he would have gotten the flinch, it would have not been lucky. In the end, it's a coin flip, right? So yeah, don't get me wrong on that. So yeah, congrats again to James for the phenomenal finals result at Worlds. Also, thank you, James, for being here in this video. I really appreciate every player who participates in this very, very fun format. But yeah, let me know who I should get next. This time I will also feature teams from the Frankfurt and Pittsburgh regionals. We've had enough teams from the past. Now we are in the present, and Regulation H is better than ever, I would say. I hated on it in the beginning, but I start to enjoy it at least a little more. So also, if you have team suggestions, I obviously take that as well. I also post teams on my Twitter and on my Twitch channel. I test out a lot of different teams as well, so you can find resources for that there as well. But that being said, I hope I will see you in the next video, which is going to be a very fun one as well. Obviously, I will continue with I played against as well, so I will see you there maybe too. So yeah, that being said, I will see you next time. Bye bye.